Today, may you strengthen us. Today, may you bless us. Today, may you exalt us. Today, may you grant us well-being. Today, may you inscribe us for a good life. Today, may you hear our cry. Today, may you sustain us in righteousness. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening. Looking forward is a day where we find ourselves spending perhaps a little bit longer in the Book of Lamentations than we would at any other time of the year. But this year, perhaps more than most, the Book of Lamentations seems appropriate. We find ourselves coming together on Yom Kippur not just to think about the things that we've done or we want for ourselves, but to also extend those thoughts and those prayers beyond us to friends and family across the world, but particularly to those living in Israel. Our service this evening will be conducted out of the Shtiebel Machzor. It is a work in progress, like the Shtiebel itself. I will try my best to direct you as we move our way through, but one of our commitments is to try to keep as many trees in the ground as possible. So where liturgy has been repeated through this long day, we've only included it once in the Machzor, so we'll be turning some pages. We also only ever imagined that we'd need 120 Machzorim. So there are a couple of QR codes around for people who might want to use digital Machzorim to follow along. Also, I want to acknowledge those of you who are joining us in our overflow, either looking on an angle or looking through a TV screen. Again, not something we ever imagined. And a shout out to one of our B'nai Mitzvah students. Daladaka, it's good to see you braving the cold out there by yourself. I know how many people are coming to shul tonight, so I know you won't be alone by the end of the night. The speakers are great, you can hear every word I'm saying. And he loves the fact that everyone right now is going to turn around. But he's not going to be alone as we move through this evening. But for now, as we always do, let's begin our service by not using the words of our tradition, but using some words that are a little older, as we say, Womajeka and Womadajeka. I invite you to turn with me to page 3. As we join our voices together to celebrate our people's tradition, so too do we acknowledge the traditional owners and first inhabitants of the land on which we gather, the Wurundjeri and the Burrung people of the East Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to the elders past, present, and evolving. For we know that it is through our elders that we learn the traditions, cultures, and hopes of all traditions. May our shared faith in a future guide us towards a time when, united in spirit and purpose, we can gather together under the same sky and learn from the wisdom woven into this sacred land. How great it is when friends, families, brothers, sisters, all peoples can sit together. A final word of welcome and acknowledgement. It's my pleasure always to sit here together with Tammy. Whenever we gather at this table, it's a privilege. But through the Yamim Noraim, it's been absolutely wonderful to have Gabby join us with these remarkable gifts, as we're about to hear a little bit more of in a few moments. And this evening to have Patrick and Lionel join as well. Tomorrow morning, Jade and Jade will be joining us as we continue to grow our voices and our songs to carry us through the day. I recognize that some of you ate earlier than usual this evening. So if you need to step out, there's one just by the front door, just by the side door, and just by the back door. No judgment, I'm pretty full too. Turn to page 10. And we rise. As we stand as one community, united in purpose on the sacred day of Yom Kippur, here we are, ready to open our hearts and our souls to seek forgiveness, to mend our ways and draw closer to you. Just as our ancestors stood before you in reverence, so do we, their descendants, stand before you now. As a community, we acknowledge our faults and failings, and we humbly seek your guidance and forgiveness. On this day of atonement, may our prayers rise like incense, and may our repentance be sincere and true. Together we commit to tshuva, to turning our hearts and to striving for a life of righteousness and compassion. May our collective plea for forgiveness be accepted, and may we be inscribed in the book of life for a year of blessing. As we're seated, we continue on the top of page 11. On this sacred occasion, may we enter this space with humility, casting aside the burdens of the past year and opening ourselves to the possibility of growth and transformation. May our prayers and reflections lead us towards greater compassion, understanding, and love for one another. In the book of Leviticus, we are taught,
מקרא קודש יהיה לכם, בניתם את נפשותיכם, והקרבתם בשם אדוני.
The Eternal spoke to Moses, saying, mark the 10th day of the 7th month. It is the day of atonement. It shall be a sacred occasion for you. You shall practice self-denial, and you shall bring offerings of fire to the Eternal. You should not work throughout the day. This is the day of atonement, on which expiation is made on your behalf before the Eternal. On the foot of the page, again from the Book of Lamentations, we ask to be returned, to be renewed, as in the days of old. Yeshiva Shamala, Yeshiva Shalmata, Al Da'at HaMakom, Va'al Da'at HaKahal, Anu Matilim Halel, Im Ha'avad Ha'elim. By the authority of the heavenly court, by the authority of the earthly court, with the permission of God the ever-present, and with the permission of this congregation, we who have transgressed declare it lawful to pray with one another. Those who have wronged their God and those who have wronged their fellow human beings. We rise once more. As we undress the Sefer Torah, we mirror our own quest to strip away the layers that shield us from truth, authenticity, and divine connection. It serves as a visual metaphor of the essence of Yom Kippur. It reminds us to shed the pretense, masks, and defenses we often wear throughout the year. We stand before the divine in our raw, unadorned truth, acknowledging our imperfections and yearning for deeper relationships with ourselves. The haunting, beautiful strains of Kol Nidre now call us to attention. The ancient and hallowed prayer, with origins shrouded in the mist of time, holds a unique place in our hearts and in the tapestry of Jewish tradition. Kol Nidre is not a prayer seeking forgiveness for specific sins, but rather it is a legal formula, an annulment of vows recited 3 times, symbolically of past, present, and future. It is a solemn contract, a declaration that we make with the divine, acknowledging our human fallibility, recognizing that we may have made promises and commitments we were unable to fulfill. In the deep and resonant tones of Kol Nidre, we are invited to release ourselves from the weight of unfulfilled vows, to unburden our souls and to stand before the divine with honesty and with openness. We take a moment to reflect on our own vows and commitments, those we have kept, those we have broken, those made to ourselves, and those made to others. All vows, bonds, devotions, promises, obligations, penalties, and oaths, wherewith we have vowed, sworn, devoted, and bound ourselves, from this day of atonement to the next day of atonement, may it come to us for good. All these we repent us of them. They shall be absolved, released, annulled, made void, and of no effect. They shall not be binding, nor shall they have any power. Our vows shall not be vows. Our bonds shall not be bonds. and our oaths shall not be oaths. In the book of Numbers, this ritual is explained thus. All shall be forgotten, the whole community of Israel and the stranger who lives amongst them, for all in the community have gone astray.
ויאמר אדוני סלח
please forgive the iniquity of this people with your great kindness, as you have forgiven this people ever since Egypt. As God said, I forgive as you have asked. I was meeting with a student this week, and as part of our studies, we worked our way through the words of commentary. And bravely, I say bravely because the reality is most people don't like asking rabbis good questions. Bravely, my student asked me if I believed in commentary. If I believed that it was actually possible to kind of get a do-over. And I thought about that question. I thought about the person from whom it was coming from. I wondered whether they were seeking from me a very clear and categoric yes, because that's what they needed this time, this year. And then I thought maybe they want a conditional yes, a perhaps, but just in case, why not, let's give it a go. That didn't require them to check their rationalism at the door, but still allowed them to engage with our beautiful millennial tradition. And then I answered, as so many of my students have come used to hearing me answer. I looked them in the eye and said, I don't know. I don't know if it really works. But what I do know is these ancient words in their mystical origin, these utterance incantations that are so medieval, have been offered by generations of our people who understood the need to restore factory settings way before anyone with a microchip realized that from time to time it was necessary to hit that button and restore our factory settings. I don't know whether Call Me Dre really works, but I know I really want it to. I want it to work for me, I want it to work for each of you. I want it to work for our community. I want it to work for our world. And so as I enter into this Yom Kippur, with this community and those that will join us over the next 25 hours, I'm going to pray and I'm going to sing and I'm going to read and I'm going to study, I'm going to teach and I'm going to learn with all the hope I can muster. Because in the face of helplessness, hope, well, that's the last bastion of the saint, and the greatest gift that has been given to us by our tradition. So as we linger on this Kol Nidre evening, on the words and the purpose of Kol Nidre, let's also not forget that it is Shabbat. And as Achad Ha'am taught so well, far more than we keep Shabbat in its literal sense, we all know, because we're here this evening, that Shabbat has kept us. And so in honor of Shabbat, I want to invite you to turn forward to page 17 and join us in Psalm 29. Eternal One, give us strength, not just to get through the next 25 hours, but strength to live as our true best selves, so that we can be blessed with peace, and so that we can bring peace to others. Foot of page 17. At Shtiebel, we've tried wherever possible to draw on the richness and beauty of our tradition, no matter its origin point. While some of the melodies and liturgy we offer is overtly progressive, the space that Tammy and I came out of, there is others that are far more traditional, such as the Hineni you've heard Gabby begin our service with. We also know, we haven't forgotten, that tradition would tell us that on Yom Kippur, which falls on Shabbat, we ordinarily wouldn't say the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. Wouldn't offer the words of Psalm 29, which we just did. And certainly, if we were going to be Machmir, we wouldn't be offering the words of Psalm 92, which is on page 19, which we're about to do. Because we're not Machmir. We're not stringent. We're wholly committed to meeting people where they are at and to looking out at the world around us. And Psalm 92, which is a psalm dedicated to Shabbat, is not just about Shabbat, but also about the beauty of the world. And particularly when we see its brokenness, and we can articulate very clearly all the things that are wrong with it, becomes even more important that we stop to look out and look up and to recognize its beauty. We're just going to use one verse from the psalm, reminding us how beautiful and how incredible this world we are blessed to live in is. You can join us as we do with all of our prayers in the verses if your Hebrew or music is there. Well, there's always just something you can hold on to, which is a little bit more accessible for beginners like me. In this case, it's just Hallelujah. Having offered the words of Kol Nidrei and having paused and lingered a little on Shabbat, ordinarily I'd invite you to turn now to page 28 as we pause to think about those who we have loved and lost. But for the past 369 days, we have paused before Kaddish Yatom, before the prayer of those that we've lost, to think about those who are missing. In addition to the liturgy in our Machzor, each of you hopefully have one of these. They also hang on our walls, both in the main room and in our library. They're two prayers which we insert with intention and with aspiration. Intention, because we offer them with our full heart, and aspiration that, please God, this is the last week we have to offer them. The first comes to us from the Machzor Victory, a reminder that even in the 11th century, we've been held captive by those who wished us harm. And the second on the facing page, a more modern prayer for the people and the state of Israel, penned by Rabbi Yitzhak Herzog and Shai Avner. brothers of all the house of Israel, all who are in distress and captivity, standing between and between dry land. Eternal one of mercy, have compassion upon them. Bring them out of distress to relief, from darkness to light, from subjugation to redemption. Now, swiftly, in Avinu Shebashamayim, our rock and our Redeemer, bless the state of Israel, the first flowering of our redemption. Guard it with your loving kindness, spread over it the shelter of your peace.
Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael
Let's arise for Kaddish Tom on page 28. I'll take a moment to note that tomorrow we will have both the Yisro service at 12:45 directly after our morning service, our Shacharit service. And then separately and distinctly, because each of our personal as well as our collective remembrances deserve their own time and their own space, we will have a October 7th memorial at 5:30 p.m. The October 7th memorial is an open service, an unticketed service, and I invite you and anyone you know who might get value out of reflecting on this remembrance to join us. But for now, we think about those who we have lost, those who we have loved. We think of those passed in the last 7 days and whose shiva we are still observing. We think of those who have passed in the last 30 days and whose shloshim, the nearness of their passing, still is felt so keenly within our hearts and within our minds. And then we think of those amongst us who are still remembering loved ones passed in the last 12 months, but whose anniversary of their passing has not yet arrived. We think of those for whom we are still observing Avelut. And then finally, for those of us who lost a loved one at this season in years gone by, we think about those whose yacht sites we recall as we stand on Yom Kippur. To all of those who remember a loved one, someone who you have loved and you have lost, we say, Hamakom Yenachem Echem B'toch Sha'arei Avnei Tzion B'Yerushalayim, as we offer the words of Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, v'amad yivrach v'yitei v'yamlich mochtei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chei lechol Beit Yisrael, v'agarav v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen. V'yitei Shemei Rabbah v'barach l'olam amen amaya.
Yitbarach v'yishra v'yitbarach v'yuman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadav v'yitalei v'yitalav Shemei Kedusha v'yichu. Le'elam yigor v'yatam shiratam, tushbachata v'nechemata, l'minam la'amana v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehei shmama v'amashashana, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Aseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al Shtiebel Livestream Page. Before we offer the call to prayer on the next page, we linger on those last words, that prayerful peace, for just a few more moments. Because seated, we continue with the evening prayer. Please join me in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei molech olam mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ari v'alachim. On page 32, Ahavat Olam.
Thank you, Father.
Uktata, Amesusoretecha, Ubisharecha, Vayomer Adonai, Moshe Lemo, Damaber El Bnei Israel, Damata Alehem, Vasu Lachem Tzitzit, Al Hanfei Bitehem Letortam, Venatnu Al Tzitzit HaKanaf Betutefel, Vaya Lavnehem Letzitzit, Uritem Oto, Uskatem et kol mitzvot Adonai, vasitem otam, ve'lo taturu, acharei levavchem acharei nechem, asher tenzonim achareihem. Le'ma'am tizkeru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim le'lolechem. Ani Adonai Elohim, Asher hosseiti etchem be'eretz Mitzrayim, li'yotachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim.
On top of page 35, our prayer of redemption, as well as to pray our prayer of reconciliation. Bless you, Eternal One, who redeems Israel and will pray for his redemption to all who still fell in slain. On the top of page 36, perhaps our most simple but most important prayer. The one that asks that we have the good fortune to lie our heads down at night to rest, and the privilege to wake up in the morning renewed. Indent in the middle of page 36. facing page 37, we arrive at our Amidah. And before I invite you to rise, let me just explain a little how it is we do the evening Amidah over the Yamim Noraim. The Amidah is both our personal prayer as well as our communal prayer. It's why in many traditional communities, it is offered first silently and then with the Chazan's repetition on behalf of the community. We try and meld both of those traditions and to add a third. It's kind of our way. To recognize that sometimes the traditional words don't necessarily resonate or work for you. So in a few moments, I'm going to ask you to rise, and we're going to be called to togetherness and to prayer with the traditional words of Chana. It's turn on, open my lips, open my heart, that I can say and I can think and I can meditate on the things that I want to focus on this evening. And then I'm going to continue with the traditional davening of the Amidah, the evening sections. Follow the cues on the top of the page. And while I'm doing that, Gabby and Tammy are going to offer a number of the additions into the Amidah that are particular for the High Holy Days. You're welcome to join with either of us or to do whatever suits you. We're going to start standing, but we'll finish seated when you feel comfortable. And if any of you get asked at some later point, what was the rabbi's sermon about on Kol Nidrei, tell them you come to a place where we focus on teaching, not preaching. But if you want to know what my sermon is, it's written on page 45 in the big grey box. That's what I want us to be thinking about tonight. You might want to read that. Please rise. Page 52. We're not big on repetition, but in the world in which we live right now, going backwards in order to offer another prayer for peace can't hurt. So please turn back to page 50. Shalom Rav, as we ask for a great peace to descend upon us, for all Israel, and for all the world. We rise and turn to page 58. The anthem of the season. As we gather on this solemn day, united in prayer, we recognize the divine presence that transcends all. Avinu Malkeinu, our parent, our sovereign, we invoke your eternal presence. In these sacred moments, we embrace the richness of our tradition, honoring the prayers of generations past. Avinu Malkeinu, we stand before you with hearts open, seeking forgiveness, understanding, and renewal. Let these words echo through time and space, transcending gender and form as we turn to you, the source of compassion and justice. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our collective plea, a plea for a world filled with kindness, healing, and peace. Avinu Malkeinu, Shma Koleinu, hear our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shma Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Ata Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Aleinu, Ve'amon Aleinu, Etzapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu,
Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. May our prayers ascend to you, and may our souls be inscribed for a year of growth, a year of blessing, a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, find favor and answer us. For our accomplishments are wanting, deliver us through acts of justice and mercy.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Yemanu Masi, Aseimanu,
Please be seated. Before we leave each other this evening, turn back to page 53 and offer what will be the first of many confessions over the next 23 hours. As we gather together on this sacred day, we turn our hearts inward, prepare to engage in a deeply personal act of introspection and confession. In the quiet of our souls, we seek to cleanse ourselves, to lay bare our imperfections, and to stand humbly before our Creator. We recognize that true transformation begins with self-awareness and a willingness to confront our own shortcomings. Our personal Vidui is a private conversation with ourselves or with the divine. An opportunity to express our regrets, acknowledge our missteps, and recommit ourselves to a path of righteousness. It is a moment of vulnerability where we cast off the armor of pride and ego and allow our genuine selves to emerge. On page 54, we rise from the Ashram. As a community, we come before you to humbly, humble and contrite of heart, seeking your forgiveness and your guidance. Together we acknowledge the collective transgressions of our people, the wrongs we have committed knowingly and unknowingly, and the ways in which we have fallen short of your divine expectations. We have sinned, we have betrayed, we have stolen, we have spoken falsehoods, we have done evil, we have been wicked, we have acted willfully, we have committed violence, we have supported lies, we have given counsel to evil, we have scorned, we have mocked, we have rebelled, we have turned away, we have sinned, we have transgressed, we have caused distress, we have been stubborn, we have done wrong, we have been wicked, we have corrupted, we have abhorred, we have gone astray, and we have deceived. We acknowledge all these sins that we have committed as we offer the words of Al Chet responsively on page 55 of those that follow. For the sins we have committed before you through war,
we confess for the violence and conflict that persist in our world. May we strive for peace and understanding among nations and individuals. For
the sins we have committed before you by not embracing Shabbat,
we confess for the times we have rushed through life without voice. May we get to use traditions to connect with that which brings us meaning in our lives.
For the sins we have committed before you through wicked speech,
we confess for the words we have used to hurt others. May our speech be a source of kindness, encouragement, and understanding.
For all these, Eternal One of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, and grant us atonement. For the sins we have committed before you with haughty and arrogant hearts,
we confess for our pride and arrogance. May we cultivate humility and recognize the worth in every soul.
For the sins we have committed before you through strife and division,
we confess the discord that divides communities and nations. May we work towards unity and understanding among all people.
For the sins we have committed before you through the misuse of our powers,
we confess for the misuse of our influence and privilege. May we use our abilities for the greater good.
For all these, Eternal One of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, and grant us atonement. For the sins we have committed before you through insincere repentance,
we confess for the times we have asked for forgiveness without genuine remorse. May our repentance be wholehearted and sincere.
For the sins we have committed before you with stubbornness and hard heart,
we confess for our stubbornness and resistance to change. May we be open to growth and transformation.
For the sins we have committed before you through falsehood,
we confess for the times we have prayed without intention. May our prayers be heartfelt and meaningful.
For all these, Eternal One of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, and grant us atonement. Please be seated. So before we close our service this evening with Shtiebel on page 97, I just want to say a few words of appreciation and a few explanations about what lies ahead of us. Firstly, again, I want to thank those who I'm privileged to lead services, each and every one of you, for bringing yourselves, your voices, your heart to what we do. It's appreciated by me, but it's also appreciated by everyone. Yeah, so thank you so much. I also want to acknowledge a couple of those in particular are sitting outside in the evening's cold. Peter, for always being outside, and It's not because we don't want you inside. We're so grateful that you were able to connect us with all of those that are keeping us safe and do your part to ensure that we remain safe. And Alex, when you asked us, Tammy and I, about a month ago, what could you do to help? We thought, we have to be really good with security this year. Maybe someone who's brand new to our community, who knows no one. Maybe we get them to ask everyone in the door who they are, just to make sure we know exactly who everyone is. And so, Alex, I know it's not a fun job, but we're so very grateful for it. So thank you very, very, very much. We are going to be here together for the next 23 hours, till 8:15 tomorrow evening. And there are many more opportunities to rejoin us. If this evening is your Yom Kippur, then we really hope that it has been meaningful and useful for you. But the night is not over. In about 5 minutes, we're going to reset. And then we have the opportunity to hear from 3 incredible Melbourne Jewish artists. It's been a challenging year to be a creative, a Jewish creative, particularly in Melbourne and Australia. And we wanted to give a platform, as we do through Live at Shtiebel throughout the year with our partners at Chai Collective, to allow artists to respond to the themes of Yom Kippur through their own craft. And so we're going to have that beginning at 9:30, Hashivenu. 3 different artists, 3 different modalities, 3 different forms of music, each expressing their understandings of the season. And I want to invite those of you that have it within you to stay. We'll be pausing between each set as people need to move on, but you're all welcome to stay. And then we begin again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. There is a full program on the doors and the various things. If you want to take it again, I know that people have selected what is accessible or meaningful to you to this Yom Kippur, but things might change through the day. And if you want to join us for something else, you should know that you are more than welcome. Just reiterating again that we are having Yizkor directly after our Shacharit service. Hopefully, if we're on time, and we try our best to do that, to keep the time, at 12:45 p.m. and then at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon before Neilah, we're having, at 7 p.m. 5:30, at 5:30 p.m. we're having a memorial service for October 7. The Shacharit, Yizkor, text study, afternoon service, Neilah and Havdalah all fit around. There's plenty of opportunities to be together. But for now, we'll close our prayer on page 97. Not with the words of tradition, and not with the words of a rabbi, but words of a child who understood what it was to be hopeful, even in dark times. And while she was never afforded the opportunity to realize that hope, she has been a beacon of that hope for all those that have come to know her through her story and through her writing. The traditional words of Aleinu are not necessarily the things that we want to say. So we've replaced them with the words of Anne Frank. It really is a wonder that I haven't dropped all my ideals, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. I simply cannot build my hopes on a foundation of confusion, misery, and death. I see the world gradually being turned into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder, I feel the suffering of millions, and yet if I look up into the heavens, I think that it'll all come out right one of these days. That this cruelty will end and that peace and tranquility will return again. In the meantime, we must hold on to our ideals, for perhaps the day will come when we shall be able to carry them out. In the meantime, we must hold on to our ideals, for perhaps the day will come by Yom Kippur when we will be able to carry them out. And a final song, until the rest of our songs begin. The words are on the page in front of you or on the wall beside me. The old will become new, the new will become holy. Words first taught by Rav Kook that have become our inspiration, our guide, our mission, and our anthem. For those of you who are fasting, may it be an easy fast. For those of you who are just taking this day to reflect on what this year can be, I hope it is a worthy and worthwhile reflection. We'll be continuing with Shtiebel in our first musical set in about 13 minutes. Stay on time. If you could return your muscle in to the table. If you want to step outside, stretch your legs, please do. I encourage you to stay. So it's a tight segue, and our first artist is just taking a moment to prepare himself. That's what happens, but when we were looking at what we wanted to do each year at Shtiebel, we looked at add a layer of texture to our observances, and we love the liturgy that we've crafted through our services, but we recognize that liturgy, whether it be traditional or creative or whichever, it doesn't work for everyone. And people respond and connect in different ways. And so we wanted to create a variety of different spaces and a variety of different responses. So for those of you that have come in and joined us after our services, I hope whatever you've been has been meaningful. And if this is the start of your Yom Kippur, then I really hope that over the next little while, through these three sharings, I don't want to call them performances, these three creative sharings, we get an opportunity to, through different modalities, reflect on the themes of the season, The title for this evening is Shtiebel, and you almost have to be a biblical grammarian to understand the conjugation of the Hebrew word that arrives at Shtiebel. It has a bit of shuv and shuvah and return, but it has this sort of collective return, or this greater sense in terms of the Hebraic conjugation that says, in order for me to return, we need to return. You just can't actually do it by myself. And so creating spaces to be able to do things together is really important. And so 3 different modalities. We're going to begin with Daniel, who, for the most part, is going to be drawing from, let's say, a more familiar current canon. You are going to lean a little bit on Jewish tradition, but with the music that you love and that you show so beautifully. And then after Daniel, we're going to have an opportunity to Elizabeth.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Elizabeth. Tomorrow, Beth's going to be doing a puppet show for our kids, but tonight, Elizabeth. Tonight, Elizabeth Reardon's going to be sharing a lot of her original work. All of your original work. Batu.
3
original work responding again to the themes and picking from that, and then we're going to close our evening with Yuval sharing the songs and melodies for the most part of your childhood. As he so beautifully does in playing this extraordinary chord, this wonderful instrument that reminds us that we have 27 centuries of Jewish history between the Tigris and the Euphrates. 27 centuries of continuous Jewish history between those 2 rivers. And so many of those sounds have shaped who we are, and so many of those thoughts have created who we are. So those are 3 different responses. I'm kind of not going to talk between them because I've done enough talking already tonight. So.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for staying up late tonight. Hungry? Maybe not yet. Sorry to bring it up. Yes, I'm going to play some songs that in one way or another have met me at certain times in my life and for different reasons mean a lot to me. This first one reminds me about taking a moment to cleanse my mind. It's called River by Leon Bridges, if you like it.
Been traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been far from you, 10,000 miles gone. Oh, I wanna come and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands and my lips are unclean. In my darkness I remember Mama's words reoccur to me. Surrender to the good Lord and He'll wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river, I wanna go. Oh, take me to your river, I wanna go. Dip me in your smooth waters, I go in. As a man of many crimes, come up for air. As my sins flow down the Jordan, oh, I wanna come in and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands lips are unclean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Oh, please let me know. Take me to your river. I wanna go. I wanna go, wanna go, wanna go. I wanna know, wanna know, wanna know. I wanna go, wanna go, wanna go. Wanna know, wanna know, wanna know. Lord, said, please let me know. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Oh, please let me know. Take me to your river. I wanna go. Thank you.
This next song is by one of my very favorites, Matt Corby. And yeah, it's really about taking the time to be present with yourself and to learn to be alone and to appreciate it and to make the most out of it, I suppose. It's called Good to Be Alone.
I was lost in the dark. We all had to play our part. And I was haunted by the ones who stole our heart. It is cool to be alone. It is cool to be alone. I keep telling myself it's gonna be better. I keep telling myself it's gonna be better. It is cool to be alone. It is cool to be alone.
This next song is by me and my brother, Rafi. And I was hesitant to play it because I kind of, like to be vulnerable through other people's songs. But I thought it was a good time for it. What's more introspective than a song that I wrote myself? And it's, to me, about zooming out. I spend a lot of time probably focusing on things in a very zoomed in sort of way. And yeah, this reminds me to take a step back. I might just say the words before I sing them. And it goes like, come take my mind, my sweet sublime, taught by the pine, my sweet sublime. It's called Sweet Sublime.
Take my mind, my sweet sublime. Come, take my mind, my sweet sublime, taught by the pine, my sweet sublime. Time's so unkind, but my God, you've survived. When I look through the forest, see every life in your eyes. Why do I cry if I can't see the sky? When it's you who will stay here and me who will go on and die. Come, take my mind, my sweet sublime, taught by the pine, my sweet sublime.
Thank you. I have a couple of songs for you guys tonight. This one definitely goes back a little bit in the liturgy, Gersh, don't worry. We'll go back a few thousand years, I reckon, to a prayer which has meant a lot over a long time in the history of our people. This is Jerusalem, if I forget you. No, the minus the other one, don't worry, it's not that vibe.
אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח תדבק לשוני לחיכי אם לא אזכרכי אם לא אעלה אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי על ראש שמחתי
All right, so this will be my final song for tonight. And it's good timing, Dad, because this one is father and son.
It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot. Why think of everything you've got? For you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? When I do, it turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen now. And there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just sit back, take it slowly. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. For all the times that I've cried, keeping all the things I knew inside. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know, not me now. There's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.
really weren't prescriptive at all in putting these invitations out. Daniel, Beth, and Yuval all performed at one of our live at Shtiebel events, recognising that people want to gather for all sorts of different reasons, and sharing their creativity is beautiful. And you know what, Beth? I'm going to let you. Exactly, because you know your way better. Things that are closer to friends.
My music is great. All right. Well, good evening. Come on. There's strings on this. Who's been playing? So I just excuse me, the service piano. Good evening. Hi. So yes, as Gersh said, my name is Elizabeth Reardon, and it's a real honour to be invited to come and share my music with you all tonight. Gersh also touched on how interesting of a year it has been to be a Jewish creative. I've definitely been in situations where I've had to hide my Jewishness to keep my opportunities, which was very sad to do. But I'm really, really grateful that Shtiebel and others offer us a place where we can just be ourselves and freely share our music. Well, I thought I would spend this set going through what I see as the stages that I go through during this time of year for us, during the high holidays. And I assigned a song to each of those stages. So the first being discoveries and reflection. So I thought I would sing my song that I wrote called Discoveries. Last year I was asked to write a song on the benefits of nature on our mental health. And I took this as an opportunity to reflect back on times where I was able to find healing despite being encouraged to hide the pain. The healing I found wasn't loud. It was a quiet moment of recovery sitting on the sand at DY Beach in Sydney. And this song, Discoveries, holds the idea of touchlift. You'll hear in the chorus the lyrics, "Sand between my toes can hold my pain, write it down and let it wash away." It reminds me that sometimes courage is standing tall and outwardly showing strength, while other times it can be a quiet voice at the end of the day, simply saying, "I will try again tomorrow." So I encourage you while listening to think of a time where you need some quiet healing. What would I do with all that knowledge? What would I do if I knew it all back then? I made the same damn choices. I stayed that long with them then. I was taught to stay alone with my thoughts. I was taught to stay alone, or you'll get lost. And then I discovered the sun. There's healing in the rain. I discovered sand between my toes can hold my pain. Write it down, let it wash away. How would you know it felt so heavy? The waves crash and carry us away. The ocean holds your memory, and all the stars forever call your name. I was taught to stay alone with my thoughts. I was taught to stay alone, or you'll get lost. And then I discover the sun, there's healing in the rain. I discover that sand between my toes can hold my pain. Write it down, let it wash away. Oh, let it wash away. I was taught to stay alone with my thoughts. And then I discover the sun, there's healing in the rain. I discover that sand between my toes can hold my pain. Write it down and let it wash away. So after making those discoveries and reflecting upon yourself, I find it really important to ask for help. Ask for help to make those changes. Maybe 2 years ago now, I wrote this next song in the hope of healing a broken community. But now the meaning of this song has shifted to me, particularly since the events of October 7. Each time I sing this, it feels like I'm begging God to hear us. It was intentionally written as a meditation over Shema Kolenu, with the words Ki lecha Adonai chochalnu, ata taneh Adonai Eloheinu. With hope, O God, we await you. Surely you will answer. There's a few people here that know this song of mine, so please feel free to use your voices strongly when you want. And I invite you all to sing along to the main melody. You'll get it. I sing it quite a lot. So this is Shema Koli, hear me, slach li, forgive me. Ki lecha Adonai chochalnu, ata taneh Adonai Eloheinu. With hope, O God, we await you. Surely you, eternal God, you will answer. Hear me, oh hear me, when I call. Forgive me when I fall. Shema Koli. And that's so beautiful to hear. Thank you. Just keep that going, it's beautiful. Forgive me when I One more time. That was so nice to hear your voices. Thank you. So we've had discoveries, reflection, and asking for help. Next, I thought of intention for yourself and what your intentions will be for the next year. There was a beautiful song that was shown to me a few years ago when we were planning a healing service, and that song is Va'ani Tefillati. And that's by Josh Wishowski. Am I saying that right, Patrick? Wishowski? Let's assume I am. Sorry if I'm not. And he wrote the song, and he said about the song that the words Va'ani Tefillati Lecha can be loosely translated as, and I am a prayer to you. What does it mean for each one of us to literally be a prayer? How can we serve as a source of hope, a source of gratitude, a source of love to ourselves and those around us? And I mean, what more could be relevant than finding your intention for the next year? So while I recognize the importance of atonement at Yom Kippur, it's also important to intentionally choose to change, to be a prayer or a home for good. ואני תפילתי אדוני אל רצון ואני תפילתי אדוני אל רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני באמת אישך אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני באמת אישך ואני תפילתי אדוני אל רצון ואני תפילתי אדוני אל רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני באמת אישך אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני באמת אישך מה טוב So, with the intention comes dedication. Dedication to hold yourself to those standards, but also to hold others around you that may need your help. There is a common sentiment of being unable to care for someone and love someone if you can't care and love for yourself. So after discovering, reflecting, healing, and intentional change, we're able to hold a space for others. I wrote this song as a reminder to my friend that it was my turn to hold her. I knew the weight that she was holding, and I was in a space where I could take some of that burden and dedicate time and energy to it. And I couldn't have done that if I hadn't followed the stages before. So maybe you're here tonight with someone who needs part of your strength. Maybe you need that strength, or maybe you have someone in your heart who needs it. So I invite you to hold them in your hearts while you hear this song. This song is called I Will Hold You, fittingly titled. Sun setting down, feels like the end of the world. Learning to walk again, talk like you mean it somehow. Since the beginning, you took on the role being the strong one. But now I will hold you. I will hold you. I will hold you. I'll hold you now. Round and around, and the days they just blur into one. Learn to believe again, fight like you mean it somehow. Since the beginning, you took on the role being the strong one. But now I will hold you. I will hold you. I will hold you. Yeah, I'll hold you now. Time becomes a ghost around us, but I will hold you, I will hold you. Time becomes a ghost around us, but I will hold you now. Sun setting down, and it feels like the end of the world. Learn to walk again, talk like you mean it somehow. I will hold you. I will hold you. I will hold you. I'll hold you now. So the final stage for me in my mind would be hope. Hope that all that we've done can make this positive change. And while it's important to reflect and look back on what we can improve on and change, it's equally as important to look to the future with positivity and hope. And in my humble opinion, the best song that represents that more than anything is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I did not write that song, obviously, but I have sung it many a time. And during one of the many lockdowns that we all endured, I was holding my then 1-year-old boy, who is apparently asleep right now, 4-year-old, next to my husband, who is apparently watching the live stream of this, so hello. Thanks for parenting so that I can do this. So yes, back then, I was holding my then 1-year-old boy, singing him his lullabies, and I remember singing this to him as he was falling asleep, and For the first time, I could imagine a world where I was able to take him to the playground, and I might be able to take him to go see his family, and maybe that world could exist. So that song brought hope, and Baruch Hashem, these things did happen eventually. And now you all know him. I encourage you to hold in your heart something that you have been longing for. Manifest it with all the hope that you can hold, and dream of a world somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where the troubles melt like lemon drops, away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Before we invite the party for our final set this evening, part of our vision with Shtiebel was recognizing that some people may have chosen to be a more traditional place, a more traditional service this evening to bring in Yom Kippur, and we wanted to create an opportunity for different words, different music, different styles, and different voices. And for some of you, that meant that you didn't get to hear Daniel perform. And so Daniel's going to come and play one more piece for us so that we'll all get to
Sorry.
Maybe 7.
You put it really beautifully.
Hello again. before because I was worried I'd mess it up, but you know, we'll do it, I guess. This is a song called Bedouin Song by a guy called Lior. Don't know if you heard of him. And yeah, it's really like a song of return. Yeah, I think it really like connects to the values of today and tomorrow and the week. Here it is, I'm gonna stop talking.
Leaving the western shadow, naked in the face of tomorrow. Wild moon above, go and tell me there is love. I will lose this shadow, I will find my way. Hey, hey, hey. Heading east, bursting into a calm sea like a river released. And the cool night will flow into the heat of the day. I will lose this shadow, I will find my way. Hey, yeah, yeah. Oh, Bedouin song is all I really own. Ooh, how strong the temptation to fall. While black desert rain runs through my veins. Opening windows of shame. The madness of black desert rain will let you rise up and flourish once again. Yeah, yeah. Wild moon above, go and tell me there is love. I will find my inspiration, I will find my own way.
It's going to take a quick minute to reset. Yeah.
Good evening. So, say that it's normally it's fine, but this instrument is, have millions of strings, got 11 strings in it, and sometimes go out. Normally it's fine. So I'm going to sing you some songs from Slichot, from Jerusalem. I'll start with Yashamai V'yonecha. The most beautiful melodies normally you can hear in the Sephardic synagogue. Yeshama Efyanecha is a beautiful song. Yeshama Efyanecha Machanim Banecha Avinu Levanecha Altalem Oznecha. Ya Imam יקראו ברוב וצוחקים, על נטשים ומרקים, היום לפניך. אבותם בעבודה בריב וסדולם, אל תעשה למענם, עשה צורי למענך, ישמיים ידיך, האחרים פניך, אבינו לבניך, אל תעלם אוזנך. So big part of the Middle Eastern music, and that of course including Sephardic music, is the takasim, it's improvisation on the instrument. I'm going to do a short takasim on makam called Bayat. I'm going to continue with Adon Selichot, maybe one of the most famous periods. The next song I'd like to call to the stage Lihi. You'll sing with me the song Avinu Malkeinu.
Feel free to
So Avinu Malkeinu, it's on Makam Hijaz. So it's Sephardic music we use it as well. Probably pretty common Makam. So we're doing some sort of combination between Iraq and Europe. We're sharing the same Jewish scale. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Leinu Malkeinu, Ki en banu ba'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'oshienu. Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'oshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'aneinu, Ki en banu ba'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'oshienu. Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed ve'oshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'aneinu, Ki en banu ba'asim. I'll finish with just a takasim, just an improvisation. It's a beautiful thing about doing improvisation. I don't need any notes. Now, this makam or this scale called or mod, actually called Nawan. And Nawan is very kind of emotional, very nostalgic. So I'll do a little bit of the takasim on makam Nawan. The last piece that we are singing in the synagogue, Sephardic synagogue, it's El Noah, Halilah. This one again from Jerusalem. There's a few versions. You can join me if you like. It goes like that. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana illah. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana illah. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana illah. Bituleşerim Rabbon, Amanim Rabbon, Bidita Osana, Bish'atana illah. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana illah. Bituleşerim Rabbon, Daiman Me'abanon, Bidita Osana, Bish'atana illah. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana illah. El Nora Lillah, El Nora Lillah, Amti lanu mehila, Bish'atana
Thank you so much, Wow, and thank you for that. Elizabeth, and before that, Daniel, and before that, the half a dozen people that took us through Colin de Dre. We're going to be hearing that same melody or something nowhere near as good as that, same words, at about 7:54 tomorrow evening. If my timing's right, the third last page in our Mahzor, we'll be finishing at 8:15. But I want to thank everyone for joining us. We wanted to do something a little different this year. This year has been so challenging on so many different levels. And while there is wonderful, powerful liturgy within our Mahzor, sometimes we have to leave the pages of the Mahzor to listen to some other things, to connect how we want to where we want. So thank you very much to all three of you for joining us and bringing your passions to our evening and to our day ahead. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you that you're welcome to come back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Elizabeth will be playing the character of Beth, who's created an original puppet show on the story of Jonah for our children's service. And then we'll be following with Shachrit from 10:30, Yizkor from 12:45, studying the book of Jonah at 2 o'clock, the afternoon service at 3 o'clock. At 5:30, we have a dedicated memorial service for the events on October 7th. And then at 7 o'clock, Nila will begin, which will finish promptly for the tiny, tiny little bit of yakka in me. 8:15 p.m. promptly. And if you are fasting, I hope it is a meaningful fast. And if this is all of your Yom Kippur, I hope it has been all that you need it to be. Laila Tov.
I was thinking You too.
I am jealous. We're taking Lionel home. Come on. Okay.